Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the John Felix Report. Alright, this is my take on the Kony 2012 movie and the whole situation. I've been ignoring this because I don't know why. I just thought it was minuscule, but now that I've taken a look at everything, I guess it's a pretty big deal. So this is Joseph Kony here. He's a general, I guess, or a leader of a army called the LRA. I don't know what LRA stands for. And then you got Jason Russell here, this gentleman who found out that Joseph Kony has been murdering kids and abducting them from the villages, over 30,000 kids, and he uses the girls as sex slaves, and he takes the young boys and makes them murder their own parents, and he makes them mutilate people's faces, and basically he's a big crazy monster. That's this guy again. This guy looks like he couldn't even get a job at my restaurant. Supposedly runs this huge army. So yes, that's all bad. And I watched Kony 2012, and like I said, this guy's the leader. He abducts children. He's a bad man. It's been going on for 26 years in Uganda, and he wants to make Jason Russell wants to make he wants to make him famous, basically, he said, and he's taken it all the way to legislation, and he found all the Democrats, and he's got this big movement going, and the idea is to capture this Joseph Kony in the year 2012, so he's acting like it's a campaign. He calls it Kony 2012, it's a good idea, blah, blah, blah. So the thing is with Kony 2012, as far as Congress goes, he said they have the authority to take action, when in actuality they don't have the authority to take action. They all swore an oath to the Constitution, and what's going on in Uganda, unless it's affecting our national security or American citizens are being hurt or killed or murdered, it's really none of our business, and that's the actual authority granted by the Constitution. The Congress has really no business. Yes, that guy's bad. Yes, he's a criminal, but there's limitations. We're supposed to be after our own security. So don't get me wrong. I don't think that they shouldn't take action, but they were all traveling over there, and they all get together and put up wall posters, and a lot of money and time has been spent. And for some reason, to me, this is a simple. For me, it's simple. The solution. If you take all this money and energy trying to make this guy famous, which he probably loves being famous, so you took basically this nobody scumbag general that uses fear and coercion and threat and murder to build this army for 26 years, and why? So again, the solution for me is simple. You take this money and this energy that you're putting into this, you really want to stop this guy, and you buy a bunch of handguns and rifles, and you give them to the people who are being victimized. Now, let's say Joseph Kony has 30,000 kids with guns and they want to abduct. Now let's say all these villages now are armed. They're armed, they have night watchmen. You know, they wouldn't have to have night watchmen forever. Kony would get the hint real quick when he went to invade, and everyone he sent into a village was slaughtered in self-defense. That, to me, that's the obvious solution. But I'm sure, and I haven't looked this up yet, but I'm sure Uganda has gun laws where no one's allowed to own a gun because guns are so dangerous. Except that, again, that policy doesn't work. When you don't let victims protect themselves with equal or greater force, then the only people that are going to have guns are criminals like Joseph Kony. So again, the solution for me is simple. You arm the victims. If the victims are armed, they will no longer be victims. Joseph Kony's forces will be slaughtered, and his military will defect. And they can, as a matter of fact, the kids can go back to their villages because now their villages are armed and protected against criminals like Joseph Kony, who looks like a neighborhood crackhead to me. But so yeah, that's my solution. You arm the victims. If Uganda has gun laws where people can't be armed, abolish those laws, take some tax money or Uganda money, and arm the victims. They will no longer be victims if they are armed. So, there's more to this story. Let's see here. So this guy, Joseph Kony now, or not Joseph Kony, this is Jason Russell, the filmmaker of Kony 2012, and I'll put all the links in the description. I guess yesterday or the day before, or maybe even this morning, this guy, Jason Russell, the filmmaker of Kony 2012, is caught on camera butt naked in San Diego, California, and some reports say he was masturbating in public, but he was definitely naked because TMZ had a video. I gotta put that in the description too. TMZ put out a video. He's on the corner of some busy intersection in broad daylight, butt naked, and he's slamming his hands against the sidewalk, and he's going crazy. So here you go. You got Jason Russell. He made a film. He's worried about the kids in Uganda. Good for him. He's probably a decent guy as far as I know. And he's after this huge criminal who's been murdering kids for the past 26 years and abducting them. According to him, I don't know the facts. I've done about 45 minutes of research so far. So Jason Russell is caught naked outside. Jason Russell's caught naked outside is, I don't know if it was his house, but outside in California, in San Diego. People say he was masturbating in public, and for sure he was naked and beating his hands on the streets, because you can see. I'll put the link. So and then you have CNN here. I'll put this also in the link. This article from InfoWars. CNN runs damage control after Kony 2012. Mastermind arrested for master. So when you watch this one, you'll see that who is this? CNN. They're like, oh no, this guy's a good guy. He didn't really get arrested. Some say he was naked. Others say he don't. And then they sound bummed out when they're like, well, TMZ caught him on video, and they sound real bummed out about it. So again, when the mainstream media is protecting somebody like this and not being objective, it tells me something. So to sum it all up, this guy's a criminal. He kills women and children, according to Jason Russell in Kony 2012, his movie. And yes, he should be stopped, but you shouldn't take unconstitutional, illegal means to do so. The Congress has no business in this. If anything, if they want to, I guess they would have the authority to arm the victims in Uganda, but of course they never do that. The only person they're really arming to the teeth is Israel. $3 billion a year since 1948. Most of it has been in armaments, F-16s and tanks and whatnot. But we got this dishwasher crackhead Joseph Kony for 26 years doing all this, and Jason Russell wants to stop him, which is great. And he uses Kony 2012 campaign. He made it like a presidential race where he wanted to make Joseph Kony famous, which I think is a bad idea, because the guy, I'm sure, likes to be famous. If you're a war trip or a egomaniac warmonger criminal, of course you want to be famous. You already have an ego the size of Montana. So, and then this guy gets caught allegedly masturbating in public. CNN runs a damage control piece where he says, oh, he didn't really get arrested. He just went to the hospital and he's suffering from stress. And they're making every excuse in the book for this guy. So, is this guy for real or what? Is he real? Is this guy really that big of a threat and can't be stopped? Well, who knows? He's probably paying off the Ugandan government. That would be my guess, because any sensible government nowadays would just arm the victims and the violence would stop. An armed society is a polite society. Again, Joseph Kony comes to a village that's armed. It's pointless. He's going to avoid any armed village, any people who are armed. There's way more than 30,000 Ugandans. If they were all armed, Joseph Kony's wouldn't exist anywhere. And these leftist, I don't know what you call them, man, but they just don't comprehend the idea of using guns in self-defense. Let's see, did I miss anything? Yeah. I'll put all the links in the description. I can't think of anything else right now. So, thanks for watching the John Filax Report, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.